Road to 20. I will be sharing so much about my experience. My 20th year as an entrepreneur. So much I'm going to tell. From young, I'm playing drums. I'm at Quarterio Church of God. I'm playing drums. I am, a music director at a young age. And I just had so much energy and so much life and always been very passionate, being raised under Jackson Chery that you guys all know. My dad has never been a father to say, hey, become a doctor, become an engineer, become a nurse, or become an architect or an engineer. That's never been the kind of Haitian father that I had. My dad always said to me, whatever you're going to do it right, but make sure you at least get an education. So let's talk about this education thing. So I'm in high school, right? This is '03. Remember, this is, what was this called? This is called Road to 20 of entrepreneurship. So before we get into 2004, we have to come from 2002 at least, right? So I'm in high school at Acorn Community High School. The yearbook, you remember them things they used to do back in the days where they used to tell you that, the junior high school, the book would tell you what the high schools were really about, whether it was about music and law. So they lied to me and they said Acorn was a music school. I was supposed to go to Sheepshead Bay. I didn't go to Sheepshead Bay. I went to Acorn thinking Acorn was really a music school just to get to Acorn. And I realized Acorn only had a freaking piano in that class. Couldn't believe it. But guess what? I still moved forward. I'm at Acorn, but I was playing in church and I was playing for my big sister's group at some point, Esther and Friends, which gave me some of my most early on experiences coming out, telling my mom I have a gig, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have much interest when it came to school. Just didn't. And one big thing I want to stress in this episode is life is about decisions, okay? All my guys were way older than me. And I remember we'd be, going to gigs and at some point they would laugh. They'd be like, Jackson, what do you mean you have school in the morning? Because they were already in college, but yet I have class. This is sophomore year, so we're in 2002. 2002, if anybody remember how credit systems worked in that time, you graduate, I think, high school, 12th grade with 44 credits. Sophomore summer, guys, mbakashedzinu, I won't hide to tell you. I probably, at that point, sophomore year, because you got to remember, by senior year, you shouldn't have to have a full schedule. If every senior know by, high school, by senior year, you should have 4 classes, getting out of school by 10 a.m. You lit. We didn't say lit back then. I don't remember what we said back then, but but I'm gonna say lit. Shout out to Lauren, my oldest. She says things like lit. Okay, what I mean? We're lit. We be outside trying to figure it out. But unfortunately, sophomore year of high school, I only had summer school that time. 10 credits. So you got to ask yourself, Jackson, what were you doing in high school this whole time? Did you act? And my brothers and sisters that's watching this for the first time, you didn't even know that. Aha, stupid. Nah, you're not stupid. Yeah, you're smart. Nah, maybe I was a little stupid because I was tricking y'all too. But I only had, I literally had only 10 credits. And the truth is my dad had me at an older age. My mom had me at an older age. So I had grandparents for parents. So they had no time to really raise a child because they were too busy getting ready to be old, right? And my siblings were too busy raising their own kid. So who the heck was raising me? Jesus. Yahweh, God, no. My siblings all came together to raise me, right? But yet, you know how that is when you just have a mom and dad just breathing down your throat. My mom and dad was only really there to groom me, as far as the principles of life. My mom always said, Jackson, a la respect, tu na respect, meaning go with your respect, come back with your respect. My dad would always talk to me about what it means to carry your name and so on. So sophomore year, I had to make a decision. Keyword, decision. Jackson, who will you be in this future? Your friends are going to college. And you out here, you leave the gig. And yeah, I remember playing with Esther. That's where I met, Aaron Spears, rest in peace, that just died. Aaron, played for Ariana Grande and Usher for many years. And I met him in DC doing a Source Magazine gospel event. And he was playing with the Gideon Band. This is 2002, y'all. And I remember being tired of saying that I'm in high school. But I'm also in a weird space because I'm like, but you don't have enough credits to leave the high school. So come sophomore year, I made a decision. I said, I'm going to make life happen. So from sophomore year, I went to summer school, sophomore year. Junior year came, I only had like 20 credits. Every junior is asking me, what class you in? I was never proud to tell them my class. A lot of my Acorn people listening to this for the first time, I couldn't tell you guys because I was so embarrassed that I was so behind compared to everybody else. But here's the truth. I went to summer school. I went to night school. Shout out Miss LaFlez. I went to Saturday school. And I even went to, because I was a believer, I am a believer. And that was, you don't have to edit that, but I am a believer. I even went to Sunday school. So because of that, I went to school 7 days a week. So fast forward, here comes senior year. And I was the guy that, if anybody in Acorn remember, I didn't go to prom. One of my funniest highlights in high school is when Dr. Lewis was like, someone is parked in the principal's parking space. And it's a LS, and we're gonna age us right now. It's a LS 400 Lexus. Please get up. You remember back in the days, everyone's gonna act like they had the keys. But guess who actually had the keys? Me. I was parked in the principal's freaking parking spot. And it wasn't my car. It was my cousin Sam Pierre's car. But I was 17 with an LS 400 champagne Jamaican colors. No one was saying nothing to me. You feel me? Y'all remember that time? It is what it is. So here comes high school. Finally, we're about to graduate. I had my band at the time play. Band was walking down while I was walking down, walking across the platform. And Miss Hill, shout out to Miss Hill, the best and worst guidance counselor ever, all at the same time. We love you, right? She was good because she just cared, and she was bad because she didn't care that much at the same time. But the truth is she was good at some point, yeah. So while we're walking down the platform, Miss Hill literally goes, yo, I don't know how you did it, Chery. I don't know who you paid, but you graduated on time. And my answer was, I put in the work. I made a decision, and I'm moving forward. And that was the beginning of my entrepreneurship days. To put in the work, to step forth, to make a decision, and not look back. 2004 is here. I'm out of high school. While I'm out of high school in 2004, now I'm playing drums. I am, unfortunately, because of the way my high school went, I never really had the college. I'll be honest with you, man. Some things I just desire for my kids. I didn't see it for myself. I didn't get to have, the school acceptance letter from UCLA and Cornell, and I didn't get none of that. It's like, yo, fam, you go to BMCC or nah? You know what I'm saying? So the only thing I did accomplish in high school, I did get best dressed, and you're gonna see the picture somewhere on this time. I did get best dressed. I used to do that too back then. But anyway, but that wasn't enough, right? You can't graduate because of best dress. So here comes 2004. Like I said, I wind up saying, you know what, I'm going to start this journey. And I wanted to be my own, not my own boss, but I wanted to lead a group of people. I wanted to get things done, but I didn't know how. But I knew I loved gathering people. A couple of things I knew about me. I loved gathering people. I loved to lead. I didn't mind the burden, but sometimes what I never really loved was the spotlight, believe it or not, because the spotlight came with so much. So my first event, someone says, hey, Jackson, how did you start entrepreneurship? What's the first thing you ever done? It was a Brooklyn versus Queens basketball tournament. Jackson, how'd you go about a Brooklyn versus Queens basketball tournament? I remember I'm, 2004, 18 years old, no investors, no blah, blah, blah. My sister just bought me a Isuzu Trooper. If you're Haitian, you know the vibes. Isuzu Trooper. No, I take that back. It was a Isuzu Rodeo. Okay? Massachusetts plates, car navy blue, rusty, but I had a car you didn't, so we made it work. And I drove out to Nazareth High School. Drove to Nazareth High School, and I said, I'm going to have a basketball tournament. I went to Roy Dunson at the time, and, rest in peace. He's moved on. And I said, I want to rent your gym. He said, okay, you're going to have to pay $500. I said, okay, where am I going to get this $500 from? So I'm figuring it out, thinking. I knew I needed jerseys. I was like, where am I going to get that money from? So what I did is I went to a printing shop on Farragut and Flatbush. I had $32. I bought, crazy, taking a risk. Entrepreneurship, risk. I bought about 300 or 400 tickets at the time. I was selling tickets for $12, and some of you guys remember that I played for Brooklyn versus Queens. Mario Robinson, Greg, Johnny Prophet, so many of you guys, man, that supported in that season. And I literally would go to church selling the tickets. One thing y'all didn't know, I didn't even secure the gym yet because I didn't have the money. So what I did, I got the tickets, paid $32 for the tickets at the time, not colored, fancy. It was a red Christmas looking construction paper with the information on it. I went to Redeemer. I had people selling at Redeemer. It's crazy. It's like I had people like pushing the tickets. So you drop the tickets at different places, and I wound up selling enough tickets to now I went back to Nazareth. Nazareth wind up allowing me at the time to put a deposit down. I had enough money. I put a deposit down. From that point, I went to the trophy spot that was on Flatbush and Avenue I in that season. Put the money down, got trophies, went to Rockaway and Avenue L, and ordered jerseys. Then what I did is I had enough money. Long story short, it was a long story, but I'm still going to say that anyway, for formalities. Long story short, I wind up selling the gym out from Claremont. Every basketball team came together and watched this whole thing. And I wind up leaving with a profit of $1,000. And from that $1,000, that was the beginning of my entrepreneurship when it came to my first company ever, which was called Lakai Entertainment. I'll see you in the next episode. So much to tell you. With this, you're going to get stories. You're going to get lots of transparency when it came to how I felt about things. And lots of gems for a lot of you guys that are coming up. That's here, and that's gonna keep going. I can't wait for you to hear the rest of this road to 20. Peace.